Hiya, right, we'll go through day 3 of the Cheltenham Festival now. We'll start off with the JLT Novices Chase, which used to be called the Juicen. He won by Beneficent last year. It's a wide open race this year. Quite a lot of these have been beating each other. You've got Felix Younger, who starts as favourite for Willie Mullins, 6-1. Can't have him. 3 out of 5 over fences. Looked a really good prospect earlier in the year. It's been beaten by Paparazzi Kid and tripodium on his last 2 starts. Yes, he's got good form at Cheltenham. He was second to Simon Sigg and the Neptune the year before last. But I can't see why he's at the front of the market really. You've got Wonderful Charm, who's there as well at 6-1. His 3 out of 4 over fences. The only defeat coming from Oscar Whiskey when he was trying to give him £8. Obviously Nichols thought quite a lot of him last year and put him into the World Hurdle in Big Bucks' absence. He finished well down the field, but that was quite a big ask on his second run for Nichols. Then got Oscar Whiskey at 7-1, going quite late over fences. They think he's better over fences than what they thought he would be. He's quite a small horse. He's raced against Takan Desoy a couple of times. It's 1 apiece between them. He beat him in the Dipper Novices Chase at Cheltenham. I just can't be convinced. He won the Scilly Isles Chase at 1-6, but didn't look like he was going to win all the way around. As with some of the other runners I've mentioned, I think going over fences is kind of an afterthought. After the hurdles has gone to pot. I can't have him because of that. Then Vukovar, who's come over from France, has close links to beat Delarca over there. He's entered into everything with a handicap before, so we'll see if he wins one of the handicaps earlier. Vukovar, I know, has been in quite a lot of anti-post. He's back down to 7-1 now for Harry Fry. Got beaten by Mr. Mole on debut, who we know is a quirky character. But I know there has been support for him over the last couple of weeks. You then got Takan Desoy. Obviously, as I mentioned, he's been beaten a couple of times over fences. Once by Oscar Whiskey. Has the form of 1-1, 3-2-1. So relatively experienced over fences for a novice. Was beaten when he dropped down to 2 miles by Hinterland and Grondaway. But now going back to his right distance at 2.5 miles. Then got Double Ross. 16-1. They've decided to go this route rather than the handicap route. At 16-1, it's quite a good price. He was second on trials day. He was beaten by Indian Castle, who's favourite for quite a lot of the handicaps. I just think Wonderful Charm has got to be the bet here at 6-1. He's only beaten once by Oscar Whiskey when trying to give him £8. He'll be off levels this day. I think he's a natural over fences. It's probably quite a good price. Then got the Potemps. Got the fingers burnt last year by trying to back Sam Winner, who Nichols said was such a good handicap plot. Was given a good weight, but ended up coming nowhere. Got one this year, which is Fingal Bay, who's 8-1. Had his comeback run. Obviously, they went over the fences that didn't quite work out. Had his comeback in one of the Potemps trials. Won cosily from his stablemate, If in Doubt. But both by Philip Hobbs. I think Fingal Bay, they were toying with the idea of going for the World Hurdle. But I think if they go here, top 4, I can't see him out of the 4 really, at 8-1. Then got the Ryanair, which is quite a lot of these. Got thrown into the champion chase market after Sprinter Sacra got withdrawn. You got Dinast at the front of the market at 4-1. I know they've come out and been quite bullish about him. He won at Aintree over 3 miles, and was second in the Juicen last year over 2.5 at the festival, beaten by Beneficent. He then ran well in the Betfair Chase. He came second and was a bit disappointing when 5th in the King George. Dropping back down to 2.5 in the Ryanair. It will hopefully perk up Dinas a little bit. I think he is quite a big danger. We've got Alfroth at 9-2. She won the Supreme in 2011. Once again, pretty similar to Dinas. They tried him over 3 miles. I don't think he can get the trip. They once again are toying with the idea of the champion chase if it comes up soft. but I think he'll end up in the Ryanair. There's something about the horse I just can't back. We've got Beneficent. He's 5-1. He's third favourite. He is my pick of the race. He won the Juicing, which is the novice version of this, last year. He was fourth in the Charlie Hall when they're trying to work out if he'd be a Gold Cup horse. He can't stay the distance, so they've dropped him back down. He won the Paddy Power at Leopardstown, beating Hidden Cyclone, Arvika Legionnaire, Sizing Europe and Bailey Green. He's always relatively unfancied. I think that was about 10-1 that day. He doesn't quite get the credit he deserves, I don't think. And 5-1, I think is a great chance in the Ryanair. We've got First Lieutenant at 6-1. I think he'll end up going for the Gold Cup hopefully this year. I think with Sir Deschamps last year, he's forced into the Ryanair. His last win came at the Aintree Betfred Bowl, which was over the 3 miles, and he's been campaigned over the 3 miles this year. Was a good second to last instalment in the Lexus. No, sorry, Bobsworth in the Lexus. So hopefully, I think he'll go for the Gold Cup. But last instalment next, he'll go for the Gold Cup, and then Module at 14-1. He beat Dodging Bullets the other day. They're talking about maybe going for the Champion Chase. I think they just think it's an easier race. But hopefully, I think this is his distance, so hopefully they'll go for this really. But I still think Beneficent at 5-1 is a great pick. We've got the World Hurdle. Annie Power's now been confirmed for it, which is great news for me with my 5-1 anti-post bet on her. She's now 15-8. She's 10 from 10. Came over at the start of the year and beat Zarkander a couple of times, over 2.5. It was at Ascot and Cheltenham, really impressively, going away at the finish. So I don't think the 3 miles would be a problem. She won at 1-6 at Doncaster recently. That was a bit of a joke of a race, but it'll put her nicely in line for this. I think she's a huge danger for Big Bucks. I'm one of Big Bucks' big fans. Was gutted when he got beaten in the Cleveland, obviously by at Fisher's Cross and Nakara Bow. He'd won it in 2009, 10, 11 and 12. So he won it 4 years in a row. He missed last year through injury. Thought the Cleve run was brilliant. I think everyone having a go at Sam Twiston-Davis is just ridiculous. He's going to put him right for this, and I'd love him to win it again. But I can't see past Annie Power, to be honest. I think at Fisher's Cross at 6-1. I can't see why he'd uphold the form with Big Bucks. Rule the One at 8-1. Rule the World at 8-1. Has been beaten by Jeski and Zydpour this year. That's form's not strong enough. More of that. The JP McManus horse, McCoy is picked at Fisher's Cross over him. That's led to him going from 6-1 to 10-1 in the market. Celestial Halo won the long distance and was second in this last year. Looked a good prospect, but then was third at Haydock. Can't have him. Can't see why I'd beat Big Bucks. Zarkander, no reason for him to reverse form with Annie Power. Boston Bob 20-1, Rev de Silva 20-1. Big Bucks should easily be able to uphold form with them from the Cleve. So I think it's between the big two really. I'd love Big Bucks to win it. My bank balance would probably prefer Annie Power though. We've got the Burn Group Plate. This is an impossible race to look out at the minute. One down the bottom would be Nadia de la Vega at 25-1. She's got allocated a weight of 10 stone 2. I think she's not been particularly good this year, but hopefully if McCoy picks her, we could get a run for our money at 25-1. And then the Kim Muir, McCain's got the favourite this year. Obviously they came so close with Super Juicy last year. I think it is one that he does target. They've got Indian Castle in this at 6-1. Seen quite a lot of other handicaps, but this is the one that he's shortest in, so I think he's probably going to end up here. Beat Anacotti on Cheltenham Trials Day. Been allocated 11 stone 7, which is a nice racing weight. And 6-1's got a huge chance really. So if we end up on day 3 going through it, the JLT Novices Chase, we go for Wonderful Charm at 6-1. Attempts Fingal Bay at 8-1. The Ryanair will go for Beneficent at 5-1. The World Hurdle, Annie Power at 15-8. The Burn Group Plate is 25-1 for Nadia de la Vega. and in the Kim Muir it'd be Indy Castle at 6 to 1. Thank you.